In this lesson, we're going to be looking at the date function as well as some of the functions contained under other criteria. Both of these are important to use for limiting searches, and you can combine them with one or more of the previous 4 search functions, and we'll get into how to do that in the next lesson, but it's important to understand how each of them works on their own before incorporating them into your searches. So to search by date, we can just click on date, and the small box will appear prompting us for a year. We can either search within one particular year, between 2 years, before a particular year, or from a certain year. So just to give an example, if we wanted to click this button, we could input that we want articles between 1950 and 1965, and then click search, which will give us our preliminary results, which are quite sizable. Now, under other criteria are a number of different search functions. Words in the title is useful if you want to be more precise than using the full text search feature. This will search only words in the title, not words everywhere in the record. Publisher is useful if you want to narrow down a publishing company or an institution responsible for publishing items. So we could, for instance, type in Harvard University. Just say Harvard. And we'll be shown that 1,873 items have been published by Harvard. If we wanted to try another one just as an example, we could say Oxford. And we'll be given 2,818 items published through Harvard. Collection is useful if you're interested in articles about items that are held in different museum or library holdings. So for example, if we were looking for articles related to items held by the Louvre, we can just type in Louvre, press enter, and we'll be shown that there are 13 items in all of the database related to the Louvre collections. Periodical is a good function to use if you know which particular periodical you'd like to search through. Once again, all you have to do is click on it, wait for the search box to appear, and then type in the name of the periodical. So for this example, we'll say that we would like to limit our search to classical review, and then hit search. And here it will give us an option because there is, of course, the American Classical Review, the Bryn Mawr Classical Review, and simply Classical Review. We can click on the box next to CR Classical Review to indicate that that is the group of items that we want. Then click confirm the selection, and it'll be added to our search history screen. Language is particularly useful. If we click on language, we'll see that the majority of articles are in French, German, or English, with a plurality of them being in English. Also Spanish and Italian, and a number of other languages that aren't categorized. So if you don't have enough knowledge of any of these languages and you would just like to search in English, this is important because you can come in here and click just English, then click search, and the English limiter will be added to your search. APH number is useful if you've previously accessed an article and you want to specifically access that article again without having to go through the hassle of searching for it. So for example, I just have a random number here that's provided by the database as an example. We can type in, it's usually 2 numbers, a dash, and then 5 numbers, and we'll be taken directly to that article. Reviews by periodical is somewhat different from the periodical search. It will search only within one periodical, but it will only search the reviews inside that periodical because Philologique does index both scholarly articles on given topics as well as reviews of books that are put out on scholarly topics in classical studies. So for example, we could say that we're looking for reviews, again, just in classical review. This will tell us that there are 4,232 just in classical review. and you would click confirm the selection once again to add that to your search. And finally, reviews by the author. This will search the reviews indexed by the database, but by the author. So for example, if we wanted to look for reviews by Professor William Calder from the University of Illinois, we can just type in his last name, press search, and we'll be shown that he has 34 reviews that he's written that are indexed in the database. We can select his name by clicking the checkbox and then confirming selection to add it to our search.